Hello, everyone. I'm Anna, and this is Maria,
Hello!
and welcome to Freelance Friends.
Today we are talking a little bit about how to get started with your own creative business, which we have done. And we're basically sharing our 5 best tips from freelancing, how to get started. And yeah, I think we're going to share some lessons basically that we have learned along the way because we have
Mm-hmm.
been freelancing for a while now. We weren't always at this point. We definitely learned some things along the way and
Oh, yeah.
started. We definitely started somewhere. Yeah, we thought that maybe some of you guys are maybe starting out in this year and maybe you are like thinking like where to start and what is a good thing to consider. And yeah, we basically wanted to share our opinions about that, I guess. Are
Yeah, our
yeah.
tips.
Yeah. I have one thing that I wanted to tell you, like something
Yes.
that happened this week, just
Oh,
because
my
it's
God.
kind of relevant for this thing. I think it's kind of relevant. Yes.
Tell me.
Yeah, so I have like a dilemma. I had a big dilemma this week, and it's about work. So I feel like, yeah, it was definitely a dilemma that I think we're gonna touch on a little bit during this podcast as well. And it was basically that I was offered a part-time job.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Where?
So I was offered a part-time job at it's basically a spinning place where they
Yeah.
spin yarn. Do you say spin?
I thought it would be like spinning, like bicycle, when you do training in a gym, they have like spinning classes, and that's like on a
What do you
bicycle.
call it? What do you call it? They make yarn.
So it's the production of yarn. So
Yes.
but it is
Yeah.
spinning, isn't it? You spin the wool and it
Yeah, I
turns
think
into
so.
thread.
I think so.
Yeah.
But yes. So
Yeah.
basically they make their own yarn and yes, they needed somebody to work like both in the office, a little bit with social media, I think. And yeah, basically making the yarn.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's at this beautiful farm is in this valley that is close to here but still like 40 minutes of driving to get there,
Mm.
and it was very flexible work. So I was like, wow, that's very unusual that it's so flexible and that I can tour and still come home and keep the job basically, because very often
Yeah.
it will be a problem for people that I go away for months at a time to work, with the touring. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting though.
Yes, it was. Oh, it's so exciting, but it was so stressful
Yeah.
to make a decision.
Yeah, have you made a decision yet?
Yes, I kind of have.
Oh, really? So you already know.
Yes, but the thing is that I still don't know if it was the right decision.
Oh, okay. So do you want to hear my opinion beforehand or after?
I'm not sure. I'm
I
scared.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah, because it sounds
tell me.
exciting. It sounds like a nice way to do like something different because I know you've been in a kind of rut with your creative journey when it comes to video
Yeah,
lately. And
yeah.
this would be like something completely different that you can still like do something creative but for someone else. And also it's a little bit of the stability of a job, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of nice. But I
Yes.
also get it if you ended up saying no because it will take time away from what you actually want to spend time on or that
Mm-hmm.
you've been wanting to spend time on for a long time.
Yes.
But since you already like last episode you talked about not caring that much about videos anymore or about YouTube anymore. Still doing it but not putting that much energy and like care in not care, but not overthinking it as
Mm-hmm.
much anymore.
Yeah.
It does sound like a nice opportunity to just like do something else.
Yes. It's just
Yeah.
you are basically like my head at that time when I was trying to make that decision. Like all those things were like the
Yeah, right?
yes. It was like the thing is though that I have said that I am not caring so much about YouTube, but in that sense I kind of meant more that I am not going to try and force it in a
Yeah.
way to grow, but I don't feel like I don't care about making
No,
videos.
yeah, I wanted to fix the
So,
care word because it is like you don't want to overthink it anymore. You don't want to like obsess about it anymore, but you still
yes.
care about it and you want to do it. But it's
Yes.
still not like the, you know, the
Mm-hmm.
obsessive
So
thing.
yeah, so getting this job would definitely be like a way to also take pressure away from YouTube, I feel like. And also generally just I would make more money, it would be security, and it seems like a very cozy job.
Yeah.
But I did say
But yeah, that's what I knew. I knew you would say no. I
yeah.
knew it. Yeah, but I mean, the decision you make is the right decision.
Yes. So do you
It's
want to
what you
hear
landed on.
my thoughts about why I said no and why I also think it was right, but still not right?
Yeah. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay, so here is where it kind of relates to today's topic. Everyone's like, how the heck is this related to anything? It's always this balance between stability and risk when it comes to freelancing. But the thing is that the more stability, the less time usually you will have for your passions. And that is very smart if that is what you feel like you need or you have to have that stability. It depends on your situation. But personally, for me right now, I don't necessarily need that stability. I have financial stability. I am good, and what I need is actually something that can be sustainable for me in the long run. And this
Mm,
job would not be a sustainable thing for me in the long run. It would not be something that I would be wanting to do for like, yeah, forever.
mm,
Or like it would be too far to drive. It was not possible to like, you could not earn more money over time. Everyone earns the same amount of money there. And basically, it would have been like a super cool side job. But the main
yeah.
reason for taking it for me, like, boiled down to stability and just having something else to do that could like give me a fresh perspective basically, and also because it was interesting and fun, sounded fun. I was interested in
Mm,
the job, but I just ended up with feeling like it was kind of me giving up on me and what I actually want to do, because I felt also like
yeah.
you have to take that job because your YouTube channel is like not doing well. The things that you dreamed about are not going the way you wanted to. So maybe you should give up now and search for some stability because you are not doing so well. And I felt like I ended up feeling like I had this really mean voice in my head telling me that this is the only reason, like, this is the only thing you can do right now. You
Yeah, I know what you
aren't
mean.
like,
Yeah.
you aren't going anywhere. You can't, like, you will probably not be successful with your business. You will probably not be successful with YouTube. So why not take this opportunity to, like, basically just safeguard yourself a little bit and do
Mm,
something else? And maybe this will be something that you can transition into if you completely fail. And I just ended up feeling like that is really not a reason for taking a job at this point in time. I don't necessarily need it. It was just like still tempting. Um,
mm,
but I don't want to give up on myself and I don't want to give up on my business and I don't want to give up on anything else that I have in store. And also those things are much more long-term goals. Yes, they might fail, but it's still the thing that I actually want to work towards. Who knows? Maybe I will have to give up on them eventually. But I think right now the thing I need to do is to put all my energy towards
mm.
actually achieving the things that I want to achieve, not to like give up on all of the things and just, I don't know. It's just, if I needed the stability, I would have definitely done it and it would have been a different thing.
Yeah.
But I still
Yeah,
kind of regret it sometimes because I just also think that it would have been such a nice job. And I just think like, oh, I could have been right now, I could have been there, like working with wool and, like taking pictures for their Instagram and just like sending shipments off to customers, and like, oh, that sounds so nice, and just so like, yeah, I don't know, just there's something very inspiring about that place, and I really think I would have liked the job. And yeah.
I mean, if you had said yes, would you have needed to stay for a long time? Is it like a contract that you have to like stay for a while? Or is it like you can
No,
try it out?
no,
Yeah. Because
but
then it kind of
I
feels like more like an artist residency where you just try something different. Just that
yeah,
it's paid on top of it. I mean,
yeah.
it does sound like a nice thing either way, and it doesn't. I didn't think about it like giving up your passion
Mm,
still.
yeah. Yeah, but I kind of think it still would have been, because it would have been at least 2 or maybe 3 days a week where I would have had no time for
Yeah.
my own business. And it's already kind of hard to make the time for everything with the touring, and then trying to make YouTube videos on top of that, and then trying to build websites and web shops and products and online courses. And yeah.
No, I know what you mean. I
Yeah.
honestly know what you mean. It's kind of like, like since I'm a pole fitness instructor now, right? It
Hmm.
is that is also like a part-time job that I don't need with the
Yeah.
time as well, because I feel like when I now spend 2 nights a week doing pole fitness, like one night a week as an instructor, the other as a participant, it is a lot of time that goes into it, and sometimes it feels like I should be painting instead, or I should be doing something with my art business instead. So I know that feeling as well, that it is very hard to think that you are going to get even less time to doing
Yeah.
that thing that you love doing,
It is
because it
hard.
is, yeah, it is important to find
Mhm.
that balance as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is that I still believe very much in this pole fitness thing that you're doing, though, because that is something that you really are so excited about, and I've seen it
Yeah.
from the beginning that you love that so much. So I think that really fuels you, like it
Yeah.
really fuels you. And also the job, I feel like it fuels you in many ways, even though I also
Yeah.
understand that you would like to have a lot of time to just practice yourself. Being a teacher
Yeah.
also seems to be something that you get a lot of energy from.
Mm,
And also, it is seasonal, so it's not all year, which
true.
is great for you. I think it's perfect. In many ways, it's the perfect side job in a
Yeah.
way. But of course, I understand that it takes away time. But I don't think it. I would have given up on that if I had that.
No, 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 no. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it's something that really gives you energy and a break also sometimes from your own.
Yeah, yeah. And the physical aspect of it is kind of nice because I need to move to
Yeah,
feel
true.
good about my own mental health. So it
Hmm.
is like, yeah, killing two birds with one stone in a way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, this brings us to, because so we have 5 points each, right? With
Yes.
our five basic tips or things that we did before we went freelance, or things you should do before you go freelance, right? So we have each 5 tips or lessons. And it's kind of funny because my first one relates very heavily to this topic,
Perfect.
especially, yeah, because it is, I recommend before you go freelance to have either economic backup, like some kind of backup where you've earned a little bit of money, you have it in your savings so that you can live a little bit off your savings for a while, or have a part-time job. Because
Yes.
when I started, right, I had a part-time job at the cafe where we worked together for probably a year into my freelance career. And I don't think I would have dared to try it if I didn't have that security of the
Hmm.
part-time job. So so this topic is very relevant, right? But now you're 6 years into your journey, into your freelance journey. So I completely get why getting a part-time job now doesn't feel like it fits into the like your journey
Hmm.
in a
Yes.
way, because
Not
it's
like
it's a
going
part
in
of the
reverse.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like taking a step back.
Yeah,
But I really recommend it in the beginning to have backup in some kind of way.
me too.
Because yeah. If you just jump into it without any savings, any like job on the side, then it's hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because work won't jump onto you the moment you go freelance. It usually takes about a year or two before you start getting money, or like until you can maybe live off it. It
Yes.
takes a while to
Hmm.
get stable enough income as a freelancer to live off it.
Yes.
Yeah, sadly.
Yes. I think I agree so much with this tip. I think that is like one of the first things, like what kind of backup do you have right now? And I think also, actually, was that, did you have anything more to say
No,
about
that was my number one. Yeah.
Okay, because that is perfect because I have like a tip here as well that relates. And the tip is kind of the same, but it's more about like decide how much risk you can and will take
Mm.
at the beginning. Because if you are willing to take like a lot of risks, then of course, like just like I kind of am doing now, just
Hmm.
like going completely off by yourself, doing this thing, trying all you can to make it work. That can definitely work out sometimes, but then you will have to know that you are taking a risk. And I think a
Mm.
lot of people are not comfortable with that and can't do that. It depends on your life situation as well. And then I definitely second Anna's tip about having either a buffer account, maybe both, maybe just like buffer account
Yeah.
and side
Yeah.
job.
Sure. Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I think that is also very important is because if you don't have those things, you are often forced to say yes to everything that comes your way. And
Mm.
I think that is a way of doing it. If you're willing to take a lot of risk, just know that if you don't have a side job and you don't have any like a buffer account or any like savings, you're probably going to have to say yes to everything that comes your way. And that is sometimes not necessarily things that you want, things that you actually think will support your business. Sometimes you
Mm.
just have to do all of these commissions and stuff that you hate.
Oh, it's
Uh,
soul crushing.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it can drain you dry in the beginning. It will just make you feel like you don't want to do this anymore.
Exactly. And that is also a problem. So then it would have been better to just have like a side job and maybe some savings and just feel a bit more like you can actually say no to some things and choose the things you want to say yes to. I think.
Mm. Yeah, I agree.
That is,
I
yeah.
agree. Yeah.
What is your second tip?
My second one, well, this is a little bit specific to Norway. I don't know how it works other places than Norway, honestly. But
Mm,
like, I have enkeltpersonsforetak, ENK,
yes.
which is a sole proprietorship. So
Hmm.
it is like, what would you call it? It's like having your own business legally, right? So in Norway, there is like you can earn up to 50,000 a year without having this sole proprietorship, and you don't have to pay any taxes for the income. When you earn more than 50,000, then you have to pay taxes, and
Hmm.
this is something that is important to just get your head into before you have to. Because it's like if you wait until you suddenly earn more than 50,000 and you have to suddenly get into all these little things, all these numbers and weird words that you have no idea what means. It can be so overwhelming if you wait till the last minute. So just like get
Absolutely.
into it early. Just like make the thing, try to do a little bit of research, and then you're good.
Yes, because it's also one of the things that is like very important is just like get started, just do it. And I think just creating your sole proprietorship can be a very good way to just like, okay, we at least got that out of the way. We
Mm,
got started, we did something, like, and then the rest doesn't feel so daunting when you have at least gotten that thing like rolling away.
yeah.
yeah, I think that is a really good start.
Yeah, because a lot of people are scared of making their sole proprietorship as well, because they feel like it's such a big decision, it's such a big thing, right? But it doesn't have to, and anything like it doesn't have to be that big of a deal. Because
Yes.
unless you earn more than 50,000 on your business, you don't have to do anything about it. It's just
Yeah.
there. So
Mm-hmm.
until you earn more and you actually are like a professional freelancer that has to pay taxes,
Mm.
then you don't have to think about it. But once that happens, then you're at least ready, right?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I think so too. It's a very very important thing. The legal part
Yeah.
of it is also important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The boring part of being
The
a
boring part.
freelancer. Oh, it's so dry.
Yeah, but just get that boring part out of the way. Just start it. It's
Yeah.
good. I think
Yeah.
so too.
And it's easy to make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
It's an
is.
easy step by step process.
Also, kind of boring tip. It's
Nice.
reduce. Yeah, it's basically to reduce all your living costs, uh, like as like much as you can.
Hmm.
Um, that also relates to the not having to say yes to everything that comes your way and hustle intensely to make ends meet. So basically, if you can, try to reduce your living costs a little bit, because I think that will help you feel more relaxed, and like you don't need to earn like this huge amount of money in the beginning. You can start small, and then eventually, as you have more earnings, you can also live a bit more according to those if you want to. Bendik and I moved out of the city for this, so you don't
Yeah.
have to be that extreme. It's definitely possible to do it other ways. But if
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like us and you just want to do something drastic, then yeah, moving somewhere much cheaper than where you are living might help actually. But if you do not want to move, then just like, yeah, there are so many ways to reduce your living costs. Just maybe being more conscious about food, and maybe finding somewhere else to rent that is a bit cheaper. I don't know, just like any way you can, I think
Mm.
helps. We moved into an apartment here in this town that it cost $350 a month there.
It's so
And
cheap.
yeah, and we separated that by two, of course. So that is $170 a month each. And that was included electricity and wood for the wood stove.
Crazy.
That is crazy for Norway, but actually, I think it's kind of crazy for a lot of places in Europe as well. So,
Yeah.
and the thing is that really helped us. That was half a year that we lived there. And that half year, we really had so little money. We didn't earn almost anything because it was also a pandemic. So a lot of our jobs were canceled. But every time things were canceled, we still felt like we're good, because this
Mm.
like our living costs are so cheap that we can sustain it. And just having that was so like, it helped me so much mentally to just feel like I could still do this. Because otherwise, I think if I lived somewhere that was really expensive at that time when everything got cancelled and we just had started out freelancing and we felt very unsteady, I think maybe I would have given up, because I would have felt like, whoa, I can't do this. This is getting sketchy.
Yeah, and I also think that if you have worries about like if you have worries of any kind really, but like money is usually the biggest worry for a lot of
Yeah,
people.
that is why we're
That
talking a lot about it.
yeah, but it's stifling, right? It kills the creativity, it kills the freedom to create when you're worrying, right? So it is hard to actually get stuff done as well when you're worried because you're wasting your energy on being worried instead of just having like the ease to create.
What's your
Yeah,
third
okay.
or
My
second?
third my third one.
Yes.
Third one. So this is something that I didn't do, but I still really recommend it to people. So it is to find your brand before you start. And it is hard because finding your brand isn't that easy. it is like a process that happens while you grow, I feel like. But finding at least like some kind of characteristics that fits you, things that you should focus on when you begin. So if I had known when I started that I thoroughly love nature and folklore, then that would have been a lot easier to just start off my brand as a freelancer with nature and like
Mhm.
fantasy and folklore. And even though like I figured that out like later on in my journey, but if I had honestly sat down and tried to like scan through my head, like what is my inspirations? What is my like core as a artist? I would have found it back then too. It's just that I
Mhm.
didn't really think about it, you know?
So true.
Yeah. But finding a brand is important.
Yeah, and I think maybe at least getting started with that is a good idea. Sometimes I think it
Mm,
might be a little daunting to figure all of these things out before you start, and then suddenly you don't start because you feel overwhelmed, you know?
yeah.
But like, totally agree that finding something out in the beginning, at least somewhere to start, like where you think you want your brand to be, and like
Mm,
how you think you want your brand to look, and maybe that will change over time because we
mm,
change and evolve, and suddenly something new is inspiring to us than what was before. But like somewhere to start instead of just starting from all sides and angles and being like all over the place.
yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing. You see very quickly if someone is a student or an art student, because they usually have like five different mediums on their website or their social media. And it is also like suddenly photography, and suddenly it's like logo design, and suddenly it's like so many things that it feels like there's like 10 different artists posting on one account. And
Yes.
then it's so hard for people to hire you because it's like, who am I hiring really? Like what is this person and what can this person do? It's
Mhm.
nice to have a lot of skills, but it's nice to like limit it a little bit until you figure out where you want to go, because it can be so messy, having
Mm.
it clean and like limited, it it helps a lot when it comes to hiring, especially like when people want to like reach out to you for projects, then they should know what they're getting
Yes.
in a way. Yeah.
I think that applies to almost all creative businesses, actually,
Mm,
like niching down a little bit,
yeah.
trying to narrow it down a little bit, especially maybe in the beginning before you have grown like a customer group or an audience or like a name or a brand, like before you have grown anything, it is
Mm,
easier to start with something simple that people can like understand very fast in a way. Like they look at it and they kind of get what you're about.
yeah.
Then it's easier for them to remember you. It's easier for them to like understand how they can hire you, like you say. And this is for YouTube as well, of course. Like it's super important to like try to niche down a little bit on YouTube. And also, I think I could add to that that also eventually you should try and figure out who are your customers, who are your target people, or in my case, it's been like, who is my target audience?
Mm,
I think that is really hard though. I'm not really good at it, but it's like that is good as well. If you can figure out who is your target customers, I think that will also help you a lot in the process. You shouldn't just make things that they like, but you can maybe look for what is your inspiration and then combine that with what people usually want to buy in that group of people.
mm,
I feel like for you, for example, it fits perfectly because a lot of the customers you have are tourists coming to Norway. They also want to buy stuff that is nature and folklore. That is perfect
mm.
for them, you know? So it's a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
combination of the two. Of course, you
yeah.
should not make things that is just for the customer. That will definitely shine through and it will just fall. It will not work. You have to make something that is something you believe in, something you really like. But you can
Mm,
also combine that with thinking a little bit about, yeah, who will buy this? Who are the people?
mm,
Um, and of course, we are like in that side of the business where we try to sell things. I know a lot of artists work very differently. They apply for funding, they do big projects, and it's kind of different when you do that. Then you're kind of looking for different things, but then they also still have like a core like audience in mind because they think about what type of art is usually funded, what type of art is like popular right now, what type of art is exhibited right now. So most successful creative people do this. They think a little bit about who they're trying to target as well, even though it
Mm.
might seem like everything is just creative and free. It's a little bit of both.
I wish it was. I wish it was just like loosey goosey creating whatever you want.
Yeah.
But sadly, you have to think about these things if you want to make a living as a freelancer.
Yes. I
Yeah.
think some, like very few people can do it also just doing their own thing and it will work out no matter what, but it's a bit of a safer
Yeah,
bet.
it's a safer route to think about it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I also need to narrow, like I should have narrowed down my YouTube channel as well. I have ended up on just accepting that it's a bit of everything because I am not going to be excited to make videos unless I do that. It was like that before on YouTube that you were always told to niche down. It was like a thing that everyone said. And now a lot of the people that said you should niche down are actually saying that is actually not a good idea because you're going to get burnt out and bored with your own content. So it's actually becoming more and more of an advice to not niche down as intensely as a lot of people did. Most of those
Mm,
people have actually quit, or they've started a vlog channel, or they have like completely pivoted and done something
yeah.
completely different. So it's like,
Yeah.
don't niche down too hard either, because that's gonna get boring.
Yeah, you still have to be creative with it, and like me as well. Like right now, since I've recently posted like sketches on my Instagram, and I haven't done that in years because I felt like my sketches didn't fit my aesthetic in a way. I didn't feel like it fit into the brand that I had made for myself at like on Instagram. But now it feels like you you should be able to still share other stuff, right? And I want to do like more personal projects where I do other things than painting, and I will share that too. So it's more important to find like the general vibe. It's like a vibe check of your content or your like creative things. It's more about the vibe, not necessarily just like limiting it to one thing, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. I think that's also good that you're trying out some new
Something
like,
different. Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be more fun for you as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, are you ready for my next?
Yeah, yeah. You're third, right?
Yes. Okay, this is something that is maybe a little bit more related to when you have established your business a little bit further, you're starting to see some income and you have like, yeah, it's a bit more like you don't have to say yes to everything and you are suddenly finding yourself thinking, should I say yes or no to this thing?
Mm-hmm.
Which
Mm-hmm.
happens all the time in freelancing. I'm telling you, this is one of the dilemmas you're going to come up against. Like the thing that I just said no to, like the extra job, that is just like a typical dilemma that you have all the time when you're freelancing. If I say yes to this thing, I'm going to get the job, like more income and maybe more experience. It might be a fun job and all that, but it's also going to take time away from other projects that I'm working on. And you always have to choose between these things. And the thing you should keep in mind that someone else has told me is these three things. So, is it fame? Is it fortune? Is it fun?
Ah,
Yes. And it's
nice. I like
two.
it.
This is a good rule actually, because I'm using it a lot these days and it's helping me a lot, making the process a little bit more easy. And it's basically if it's two of the three things, then it's probably a good idea to say yes. So if it's fame and fortune, That could be good. So basically, fame means network, or like you get some experience that you need to apply for other jobs. Like fame can be different things. It can be exposure, if it's good
Yeah.
exposure, but it should also be, it should never be only fame. For example, if you say yes to things that are only fame, maybe good exposure, that is a shitty thing to say yes to. Don't say yes to those things. It has to be fame and fortune, or fame and fun. So you're inspired by it, you think it's fun, you would like to do the job. Or it can be fortune and fun, great, but it's maybe not fame. Or maybe it is, yeah, you get it. Like basically, it needs to be two of the things. So either fame, so fortune, like fame is like networking, exposure, experience, and fortune is, of course, money is well paid, or fun, that is, of course, if you think the job is inspiring and fun.
I feel so personally attacked right now. Oh, so I'm doing a project right now that is just one of the 3 points that you said, and I feel it. I feel it. Yeah.
Yes.
I should absolutely implement the 3 Fs.
So fame, fortune, and fun, or fuck off. It's like.
Yes, yes, please. Okay. Next time it will be fuck off. For sure.
Yeah, basically, that is exactly what you're saying. You feel it when it's just one of them. You are going to feel it, and it's gonna drain you. Like I'm telling you, it's gonna drain you so much. Eventually, you're just gonna. There's not gonna be anything left if you keep saying
Hmm.
yes to only one of those things. Just like it is. It is really important. It has to be two of them, preferably all three. Of course, the perfect job would be all three. But yes.
You should have told me this, like in December. Please turn back time and tell me this exact thing in December.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sharing it with a lot of people these days because I
Yeah,
think
but it was a really good one.
I know it's great. It's such a good.
Wow. I mean, it made me just rethink my entire life for a moment. Just like, wait a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, so to my point number 4. So this is a bit of a split one. So I have website, build your own website, or or get a business card.
Hmm.
Because especially when you do like art, I feel like having a business card for when you like go to markets, or you go like, especially like in the beginning, you usually attend markets where you try to sell your art before you like try it anywhere else. And having a business card is such a great tip to just like have people remember you, because you have the card, and especially if it has like nice art on it, then it's easy. So just having either a website as a professional, if you don't attend markets, you should have a website, because that is how professional firms contact you. That is like how they find you and reach out. I know, Maria, I know you're feeling attacked now. It's your turn. It's your turn to feel personally attacked.
Yes.
But it is a nice thing. Even though, like, I mean, I get visitors on my website every day, but I think most of my like clients reach out to me on Instagram. I've gotten a few mails, but it's mostly Instagram. But I think like if you're gonna apply to big projects, having a website is the way to go. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. I don't have anything else to say to that. I just don't have the website, but I definitely should.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be that big of a deal, you know? It's just like a
Hmm.
place where you can show the work you've done so far,
Yeah.
and then people have like a bit of an image of what you can give them. Because on Instagram, I feel like Instagram isn't a portfolio site. It's not meant to be a portfolio site. It's more loosey goosey, not that serious. A website
Absolutely.
should be like a professional thing, but it
Hmm.
can be simple. It doesn't have to
Yes.
be like, yeah.
Yes, I I think actually this, for me, that I haven't built a website, it kind of traces back to the other tip you had that I also don't do that much of, which is like creating a good brand for yourself and actually like narrowing things down, because it's really hard for me to make a website because I have no idea what is the point, like
Yeah.
what am I offering, because I actually don't necessarily want to make videos for other people that much. I don't think that it's so much fun.
Mm.
So right now, I just really haven't figured out what is the thing that I would be offering on my website. But I am thinking about making one this year.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, if you want to have courses, products, I
Yes.
mean, a lot of YouTubers have merch.
Yes, but that is, yeah,
I
maybe.
mean, it is like a way to start, just like have it somewhere. You
Of
can
course.
also, yeah. So it's like a beginning.
I think I would have started with a website if I had something to sell. I guess that is why I haven't done it either,
Yeah.
because I haven't really had the time to create these things that I really am excited to create, but I just can't seem to find the time and money and all that. So
Yeah.
now with this new motivation that I have, I'm gonna do
Yes.
it.
This test from the universe.
Yes. I just created Bendik's website for him though. So I
Yeah,
can,
but that's nice. That's nice. Now you know how to do it. Now you can do it
yes.
for yourself.
I used Wix, and I think I have to say it was so much harder than I thought. I felt like Wix would be so easy, but it was super annoying. I hate it already. Like I think
Tell me
Squarespace
about
was
it.
so much easier.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't tried Squarespace like for real. I've only done
It's
like
so
a
much more
quick,
intuitive.
yeah.
Yes.
But now I have everything on Wix, so it feels
Yes,
silly to
your
move
website is
over.
beautiful. Your website
Oh,
is
thank
beautiful. Yeah,
you.
it's nice.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was hard.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's awful.
It was
I
awful.
no, I hate every moment of it. I've cried so much while editing my
Yes,
website. Yeah.
same. I was literally crying.
Yeah. It's just like sitting here, just like trying to figure it out, just like tears streaming down my face. But we did it. We
We
did
did
it.
it.
We got through.
Yes. Okay, my next tip is it's a simple one. So it is to believe in yourself, basically.
Oh, that's cute.
Because I think that is actually one of the most important tips of all of them. If you don't believe in yourself, then it's gonna get so hard. You just so many people are gonna tell you that this is a bad idea.
Mm,
So you just have to believe that it's gonna work out yourself, and you should not listen to what anyone else is telling you, basically. And that is the only way to get through.
no, I agree. I agree. It is a lot of self belief in trying to go freelance.
It is.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, I've been lucky that I have had parents in my own life that have always been kind of supportive of any random projects that I'm trying out. So I've felt like I've not been so scared to go freelance as I think a lot of my friends have, that have parents that have been very skeptical and very like fearful of the thing.
Yeah.
So that helps me a lot, but I still, like right now, I still kind of need to believe in myself to keep going and to be like happy and proud of what I have achieved. That is also kind of part of it. You need to like look at the things that you have actually achieved sometimes and like feel grateful for them, feel grateful for yourself that you were able to build that, and that even if you have like one sale that year, just like try and be grateful for that sale, because that mindset is what is going to get you further. The mindset of I need to get to like 1,000 sales and otherwise I am just a crap, I don't belong here, or I have imposter syndrome, all of those things, like you just really need to not be in that mindset, because that is gonna, yeah, it's gonna burn you out and you're gonna feel so tired and you're gonna feel so down. And yeah, it sounds very stupid. I hate when people tell that you should just be positive, but it's kind
Yeah.
of
No,
it's kind of
but
part of it.
It's the real deal. I
Yeah.
mean, it's on, and like last episode we talked about me struggling a bit with like comparing myself to others, and that's also like the
Mm.
poison of going freelance as well, because it's so easy to compare yourself to others' journey, right? And you
Yeah.
always compare like, oh, they have gotten this far and I'm still here. And
Yes.
it's, you can't do that. It just harms you. So believing in yourself, being grateful for where you are, and just like continuing to try to do your best, because that's the most any of us can do, is our best. So
Yes.
as long as we're
Exactly.
doing our best, then that's good enough.
Yes. And the thing is, this might seem like maybe this is not the thing that you want to hear, but it you will get there if you just keep going. I really
Mm,
believe that most people will get there with their business if they just keep going. The only thing is that for some people, it does take more time.
mm.
It does. So I think the only way forward is to keep going, but you can't always know if it's gonna be 1 year and then suddenly everything is just perfect, or if it's gonna take you 8 years. That is different for everyone.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you have to give up just because you are moving at a slower pace, maybe, than other people. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't do the thing that you're doing. It just means that you maybe are a person that needs more time to build this over time. And yeah, we're all different. So
Mm.
yeah, don't give up even though it's going a bit slower. You will get there, but if you give up, you will not get there. That is
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
that is the
No,
only truth here.
that's the thing. Yeah, that the only truth if is the if you give up, then it's over.
Yeah.
That's the only truth, really. It's just like, yeah, it's
Yes.
a simple way out, but yeah,
And of course,
no,
sometimes just maybe taking a side job because you are tired of pushing things forward or like doing things like that, that is completely fine. I don't say that you should like grind and grind and grind and just like
mm,
always work your ass off and then never get anywhere. Sometimes that can also be toxic, you know? So if you feel like it's the right time to just like maybe slow down on your creative business a little bit and maybe just get some income from somewhere else, then that is also okay. But maybe keep going a little bit still and just focus and try and go back to the thing that made you start the business in the beginning. What was the thing that made you excited? And yeah, go back to that a little bit instead of to the successes and the sales and the income and the money and all the business things. I try to go back to the source, yeah, and see if you can keep going from there instead.
yeah. Oh, that's such a nice tip, Maria.
Thank you.
Oh, I like that. It's so important too. I mean, my next point, my last point, is not that heartfelt at all. I
I
wish
should
we could have ended on your point, honestly, because that
yeah.
was so beautiful, because it's so important as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, my next point is something that I've been very open about not liking, and that is social media.
We always go back to that.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I,
So even though I have my strict rules about social media, I feel like it's important to use it as a tool and just be aware that it can become something distractive. I feel like social media can launch your freelance career in a very, very good way. It can help you reach out to people in a way that a website and anything else just can't do. Social media is magic that way. It can make your business just explode,
yes.
but you have to use it in the right way. And
Mhm.
you can't spend hours scrolling for your own dopamine seeking rush
Yes.
to get there. You have to treat social media as a business platform, not something that you use for pleasure, in a
Yes.
way. Yeah.
Yes. And also the comparison thing, just be
Yeah.
mindful of it because it's so
Yeah.
much harder to stay away from comparison when you are on social media. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
those things definitely go together, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yes.
But
I
it
think
is
what you have done with your social media is actually kind of a good tip as well. I feel like you have always had this Instagram that is art only in a way, and it's personal and it's like authentically you, and you share your own experience as an artist as well. But it's like it's about your art. It's like a business account. It's not like a personal account mixed with other things. And that is also, I think, a very good tip to just like start an business account. Start an account that is for that specific thing.
Yeah, I don't share about my personal life that much in my feed because I want my feed to be clean and that it's apparent that it is an artist when people go
Yes.
into my profile. But everything, like, still, I am personal and I share things from my life, but that's in stories.
Yes.
So it's a little bit more hidden, right? So I feel like that's important to make that divide between stories and your feed because your feed should be curated to be to attract the people that you want to attract and show like who you are as a professional freelancer.
Hmm.
Mm.
I have yes, I have a problem there as well because I I got into Instagram so late. So I kind of got into Instagram I think 2 years before I started my YouTube channel.
Ah,
And
yeah.
then when I started my YouTube channel, it wasn't that obvious for me that I needed a specific Instagram for that, you know? So I still kind of have my personal Instagram, and my business is like one and the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's a major problem actually because I just don't want to post anything there because I feel so scared of posting there and posting something that is more like YouTube related. So all my followers will kind of get it. But
Mm.
then all my friends will be like, what the fuck is this? You know?
Well, do you feel like that when you follow my account?
No, no, no.
No, but a lot of my friends follow me on my art account, right?
Yeah, but they know that is your art account. But the people that follow
Yeah.
me over there, they thought it was my personal account, and then it turned
Oh,
into this like
yeah.
YouTuber influencer account. And I just am very self-conscious all the time when I'm trying to post something there because I just feel like, what are those people gonna think that this suddenly turned into this like promotion page?
Have
Yeah.
you considered starting a new one with the title in English?
Yes, I have. I
Yeah.
think I might actually do that. And also, the only problem is that I have a lot of followers on my Instagram now that came from YouTube. So I'm not sure if those are gonna like, if they're gonna move over, or I don't know.
Because that would be like a nice fresh start if you feel like it's kind of awkward to post on your Instagram now, then
Yes,
making that move onto like a Marie and the Forest, right?
yes,
Making it that instead, then you can start from scratch and you can do it for real. Because now it feels
yes,
like maybe you're like halfy kind of
yes.
into it, right?
Very, very half
And
in.
and if you post on Maria Skogen and say that I'm gonna do this like thing for real,
Yeah,
those who want to follow, please do,
yeah.
right? I think a lot of people will still follow you on
Hmm.
Marie and the Forest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually it's a good idea. That would feel really like relieving, I think, to
Yeah.
have like and then I'm sure like a lot of my friends would also follow me over there, but they would be people that would actually know that this is for the YouTube channel, and
Yeah,
also
this is what it is. Yeah.
yeah, they support me in that. But the people I have there now, I'm not even sure if they approve, you know, of the YouTube stuff, and I don't know, it just feels yeah, weird.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I also considered, this is a little bit off topic, but I considered starting a Pixel feed account instead of Instagram. It's like a new thing that has popped.
Pixel feed?
Yeah, it's popped up on my Instagram this week because a lot of people are leaving Instagram and all the meta stuff
Yeah.
to just have their accounts other places. And I was just like, I'm only using Instagram as like a source of like gathering my followers somewhere else than YouTube, just to have like diversified in a way.
Mm.
So in my case, maybe something else than Instagram would be cool.
I think I recommend doing both in that case because
Yeah.
I'm with you and I'm with everyone that is jumping ship because me I'm not. team Meta at all. So
Mm.
it's kind of like, but the thing is, like over the years, like over the past 5 years, I think it's been 4 or 5 different platforms that has popped up to like take Instagram's place,
Hmm.
and it doesn't work out,
Yeah,
right?
I
So
know.
you try and then they sort of disappear. It
Yeah.
doesn't work out. And then it's, I think for me right now, I've spent so much energy trying to make it work other places that
Hmm.
I'm sort of like, I'm done. I know I'm stuck on this burning wreck of a place that is
Uh,
Instagram. I still love the people on it. That's the sad thing, right? I love
yeah.
my followers and I love the community that I've built. I wish I could just transfer it all onto another platform that works, but
Yes.
but it's
It
hard to
doesn't.
find a replacement that actually lasts,
Yes.
right? So I
Absolutely.
think I think Instagram sadly is the best place to try to grow
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You could go to YouTube as well. It's not Meta,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, I've been thinking about YouTube a lot lately.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, because I miss it sometimes. I really miss YouTube sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
it's
on
the
it right
editing.
now though. We're
Yeah,
we're on it.
I know, I know.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's a
but
good
making
start.
like painting videos and making like renovating my atelier and like doing all these things, like,
Oh, I would love
you know,
that. You
I
should do
know,
it.
right?
I loved your videos.
Yeah, it's the editing though. You know the editing hell. You know what
Yeah.
it's like. It's
Yeah.
awful.
It is. It is. Yeah. This is
Uh,
you have to consider if it's like fame, fortune, or fun, this project, I
that's
think.
the thing. I love the filming. If I could hire someone to edit it, that would be perfect. But then I would lose the fortune as well. So then it would
Yeah.
just be fun.
Yeah, I think fame and fun, maybe. Maybe you would have some fame.
Yeah, maybe. Well, not immediately, right? I'd had to grow it, and in the beginning, that's hard. So,
Maybe your followers on Instagram would be able to transfer a little bit over to YouTube, though.
yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
still thinking about it.
All right. I have a last tip.
Yes.
So, the last tip is something that we have talked about sometimes, and that is the thing that I think everyone knows about as well, which is finished, not perfect. And I think this is something to implement from the beginning because this is just me speaking from some experience, but I just feel like I talk with a lot of people that want to start things, businesses with their art or their music and stuff like that. And what I often see is them talking and talking and talking about this super, super cool idea that they have and getting like super, super excited about that idea. And it becomes so big and so like perfect. It's going to be perfect, in every way. They have like thought out all the details, all the things, and they start, but they aren't able to live up to their own expectation of how cool this product or album or all of those things can be, and they give up. So I think implementing the finished, not perfect motto to your
Yeah.
like thought process from the beginning, because this is unfortunately something that is a little bit tricky, but you need to finish things if you're gonna have a business. Like you can't be always starting something and trying it out and then giving up halfway. You need to finish things. And if they suck a little bit, it's still a start. Like it's still something to work from. Like you need to start somewhere and then build up. Don't think that you're going to make everything perfect from the beginning. This applies to everything. It applies to your art, it applies to your videos, it applies to your social media, it applies to your website as well. If it's not perfect, that is okay. You can fix it later, like
Mm,
so don't make everything so big in your head that you are completely overwhelmed, basically.
mm. I completely agree. It is that kind of thing that the more you do something, the easier it will get and the more you'll know how to do it. But if you're stuck on that first step and you want that first step to be perfect, then it takes you longer to do more steps.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is also actually that's very important too. Exactly. You need to be a bit more efficient with things, and it is hard to be efficient if you are a perfectionist with everything.
Yeah.
And there are so many things that you have to do when you are like a business owner. It's there are
Yeah.
so many things and you can't do all of them perfectly. You need to just like accept that you can't do everything and just get it done basically. Some things just get it done. Just like
Yeah. Yeah, and also like when you're stuck in that perfectionism, like when you like I've been there, like in paintings, for instance, like I've
Mhm.
been so focused on making this the best thing I've ever made. And then I sit there and I grind and I obsess over it and I nitpick every detail and then I'm finally done. I post it somewhere and it flops. I mean, it's like nobody cares
Oh,
about
same.
all that energy and time that went into it.
It's
And
horrible.
it's yeah, it's not always that perfect thing that will actually hit. And even though like it's good that you're proud of your work, it's still good. It's still worth something, but it's that kind of thing that you should be a little bit more open to showing your mistakes as well. Just like
Yes.
everything doesn't have to be that like perfect image, you know?
Yes.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, just get some things out there and start seeing what reactions you get as well, because maybe you'll also learn something about your own art. Sometimes
Yeah.
things that you didn't think were good actually are things that people love, and then maybe you will also learn something about your own like process. We are often very self-critical. It's very normal to be super self-critical, and maybe it doesn't mean that your art is shit. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
because you're self-critical. So
Yes.
yeah, just
Yeah.
get it out there. Just finish it, you know.
Yeah, and failing is a part of the journey as well. Failing is it's such a nice learning experience. The more you fail, the more you'll know,
Yes.
honestly. Yeah.
That goes for saying yes to jobs that you hate as well.
Yes. Yeah. Now I'll know. Till
Yeah.
next time.
Yeah, you kind
Hopefully.
of learned it the last time, I think.
Oh, don't tell me. I know. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love this. It was fun.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was.
I will implement some of your tips, and I guess you will try to implement some of
Same. Yeah, I will. I will absolutely. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm ready to go now. Let's start
Yeah,
another business.
yeah. I have this energy these days. Like I think after I said no to that job, I've just been like so like woo, you know.
Oh my gosh, but that's good. That's so good.
Yeah, I feel like January has been that for me this year. Like this energy, this like finally just like just going forward again, not
Oh
staying stuck.
yeah.
It feels good.
It's rejuvenating.
Yes, it is. Thank you
Yeah.
for the word.
Ooh.
Yeah, but thank
Oh.
you so much, everyone, for listening. I think we're going to end it there with this episode being finished and
Yes.
pretty perfect.
No mistakes at all.
No mistake.
No, no, no. Tell us
Yeah.
how your start, if you are freelance, tell us how your start was. And if you want to start doing freelance, please just like tell us your plans because I feel like the beginning phase of going freelance is the most exciting and also terrifying part. But it's like
Yes.
just doing it feels so nice, right?
Mm, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And also, if you are freelance and you've been for a while, please tell us your tips as well in the
Oh,
comments.
yeah.
That would be really fun to read.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can find us on Spotify and YouTube for those of you that don't know that. And until next
And
time.
you'll find Maria on Maria and the Forest soon, right? On Instagram.
Yes.
And then AKB illustrations for myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you should also check out Anna's webpage, which is a cool one.
Ah, thank you.
Mm. All right, everyone. We will see you, or you will see us, I guess.
We can see you.
That's kind of creepy. Bye, Anna.
Bye.